Well, YotaStyle has blackmailed me, is that the right word? Probably, into doing another collaboration video with her. So here we go. Hi YouTube, autumnbeckman here. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My channel is all about luxury living on a budget. I forgot for a second what it was about, but that's what it's about. From high-end luxury handbags to the everyday luxuries of life. So if that sounds interesting to you, please make sure you subscribe, click the bell notification icon to be notified when I post new videos, and be sure to like the videos that you enjoy. As I said, this is a collaboration with YotaStyle. This is actually an idea that she came up with. She's on a roll. She's finally using her brain for good, and it is 5 luxury bags I fell out of love with. Now mine are, I've fallen out of love, but some I'm still kind of in love with, or I go back and forth with them, so there's that. But I'll explain this as we go along. So let's go ahead and get started. Oh, and I will link her video below too, so after you watch my video you can go over to her channel and check out hers, and if you're not subscribed to her, please do. She's fun to watch. If you like a little bit of crazy in your life, you'll enjoy YotaStyle. Alright, bag number 1 that I fell out of love with. Oh, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you will remember this bag, the Louis Vuitton Trevi GM. This was my dream Louis Vuitton bag. It was also the first Louis Vuitton bag I ever purchased. I'm trying to film. Could you not make so much noise? I purchased it pre-loved, and I did love it so much, but then I started to have a love-hate relationship with it for a few reasons. One was every time I got it out, it felt like I was carrying a piece of luggage. And I don't know exactly what it was about the bag that made it feel that way. Yota had one and sold it, just like I ended up selling mine. And she felt the same way. I don't know what it was. It was, I don't know. I don't know if it was the size or the weight of it, because it's a little bit of a heavy bag. Not a little bit, it's a heavy bag. I don't know if it was the hardware, because it's not just heavy, it's a substantial bag. Like it's a hardy bag. It's very well made. But I also think it's one of the most beautiful bags that Louis Vuitton has ever made. And to me it feels very feminine. I'm a sucker for a bag with pleats, which turned out to be another reason that I fell out of love with that bag, is that I bought a bag where the pleats on, at least on one side of the bag, were misshapen, and the bag was sort of sinking in on itself because it doesn't have a lot of structure on the bottom, but it's heavy and structured on the top, and that weighs it down and it misshapes the bottom. It took me a while to finally get to a place where I was ready to let go of that bag, but I did, and I still kind of have a love-hate relationship with it. Oh, I'm back. I just took a quick break to go check something out. I don't know if you heard this rumbling, but there was just a flyover of a bunch of really old planes, like World War II planes. A few days ago, the Blue Angels did a flyover over Houston, and we got to see them. That was pretty cool. One of our local vintage air museums down in Galveston is the Lone Star Flight Museum. They had some of their planes, and I think planes from a few other places too. But I ran over there and looked out because I heard them, and you could see them flying, but they were so high you couldn't see the planes very well. But it's still kind of cool. Kind of felt like we were under attack. They were really loud. The boyfriend is really into those vintage planes. For his birthday a few years ago, I got him a ride on a B-17 bomber, which is his favorite of the World War II planes. He really loved it. That was probably the best gift he's ever received. So there, that was really fun, very memorable. Okay, back to handbags. So I talked about the Trevi, love it, fell out of love with it. Still kind of love it, but not enough to have that one in my collection anymore. So I just didn't enjoy carrying it. All right, next bag. This is a bag that I don't have in my collection, but I have this, which is kind of a dupe of it. It's the Louis Vuitton Favorite bag, and this is a Coach Alexa, which is very, very similar to the Favorite, but I think this is a better bag, to be honest. It'll link this below for you. And of course, all my favorite pre-loved sites are linked below, so if you are in love with any of these bags, you can go find yourself one. So a little bit of a story behind this. I wanted the Favorite in Damier Ebene. When I was in Italy back in 2014, this was before I was buying authentic Louis Vuitton bags. I was interested in Vuitton, but didn't really know that much about them. And we were at a winery, and I saw a woman carrying this Damier Ebene Favorite bag. I later found out it was a Favorite with the little gold plate there, and I just thought it was so beautiful and elegant. and I had to have one. And when I came back and I started buying authentic Louis Vuitton, I bought this, the Eva bag in a bin with the gold plate. And when I bought this, I actually wasn't sure, I didn't remember which bag I saw in Italy. Was it the Eva or was it the Favorite? But I liked this one better and still like this better, so I got this. I like that extra pop of gold. This was one of the first Vuitton bags I got, so it's not in the best shape. I used to buy them in a little less good condition. That's not proper English. Then I will buy them now. So I would like to have this plate replaced at some point. I don't think it's very expensive to do that. A lot of the plating has worn off, like that zipper pull has a lot of silver on it. Not sure if that's coming up. I've heard about the Favorite that you get a crease across here and the magnet on some of them is not very strong and the bag falls open. It is substantially larger, if this is indicative of how big the Favorite is. It is larger than the Eva, and the Eva's discontinued. The Favorite is not, but it's very hard to find brand new. You can still find both of them pretty easily on the Preloved market, but I really love the Eva. I love the big gold plate. I love that it has a zipper. It looks like a really small bag. It's small enough that you could even use it as a pochette inside other bags, but it holds a lot more than it looks like it would hold. I'm always surprised with that. And it has a crossbody strap too. I've used it as a dinner bag. I've used it as crossbody when I want to not be carrying a whole lot, like if I go to a winery or something or a party. So I fell in love with the Favorite in Italy, and then I sort of fell out of love with it and fell in love with the Eva instead. Okay, number 2 and 3, or no, 3 and 4, I can count. I have a similar story with. So let's start with number 3. When it comes to the Kelly and the Birkin, and of course mine are dupes because I don't have trillions of dollars to spend. A lot of people are either Team Kelly or Team Birkin, and I have always been Team Kelly. Again, I think it's a feminine looking bag. I like that it looks kind of vintage. I like that it has a shoulder strap. This has just always been my preference over the Birkin. However, lately I have changed my mind, at least for the time being, and I'm currently Team Birkin over Team Kelly, which you may have guessed because I have unboxed a lot of Birkin dupes lately, this being one of them, from Handbag Crave, and I will link this below. I don't mind anymore that it doesn't have a shoulder strap. Actually, these from Handbag Crave do, so not a problem. But I've been carrying them, when I have carried them, handheld, and I really like that they're just a big, open, boxy container, and I don't have to fuss with the turn lock and the flap at all. I can just open the bag and get what I need or put back what I need. So I'm really enjoying that, and I'm enjoying how casual the Birkin is, whereas I think the Kelly is a little more dressy. Now on to number 4. In a similar vein, a lot of people are either Team Neverfull or Team Speedy. I got my Neverfull first, but then I got a Speedy. I was never a Speedy fan, but I got one specifically to hold Louis Vuitton agendas, the GM in particular. And then I fell in love with it, and then I was Team Speedy over Team Birkin. That's not a Birkin, it's a Neverfull. I was Team Speedy over Team Neverfull, and I felt that way for a long time, but lately I do still love the Speedies. I haven't fallen out of love, but I've been more Neverfull. Yota and her bloopers are rubbing off on me. I'm not going to put this over my head though. I have been more on Team Neverfull lately. I guess that and the Birkins, I'm just into big totes with open tops that you can reach in and out of. I think that's my thing right now. So I do still love both of those. So I guess that's sort of cheating on this 5 that I've fallen out of love with. But hey, Yota cheats on stuff all the time, so I'm gonna do it too. She's a bad influence. Now number 5, this one surprises me even. A bag that I have recently fallen out of love with, that has been toward the top of my wish list for many years now, is the Louis Vuitton Turquoise V. And I've always wanted it in a Speedy, but then I was thinking, well, maybe the Neverfull, because you get a peek of that interior with the Neverfull, whereas you don't see the interior so much on the Speedy. I love turquoise, that's my color, so I love the Turquoise V. I had a chance to buy it a couple times recently during quarantine, and I talked myself out of it both times. Partly that is because I actually had the chance to see one in person a few years ago. Someone was carrying one at a conference that I attended, and the turquoise was much brighter and in your face than I was expecting it would be. I remember it being very bright, and I remember the time being like, oh no, that's not what I want. And then lately when I've seen listings for them, the turquoise doesn't seem so turquoise, it seems more of a blue, and maybe that's just the photography and my computer screen. I don't know. But I'm not crazy about the V on the front and that decoration. It's really just the color that I enjoy so much. So I've wondered, well, is there something else that I can do instead of buying that bag that I'm not 100% in love with? And now I've pretty much fallen out of love with it. It's still pretty, but I don't think it's on my wish list anymore. I think what I've decided to do instead, and I'm hoping that maybe I can do this later this year before there's another price increase on it. We just had 2 or 3 price increases this year. It's ridiculous. Luckily, in the last increase anyway, this one did not go up because it's already just over $2,000. What I'm thinking is getting a monogram Neverfull in this combination here. So I would get the Vert Clair, I think that's what it's called. It's the turquoise color with the vert, the green on the edges, and then the interior would be the Vert Clair. Now again, just like I don't really like the V on the turquoise Neverfull and Speedy, I don't really like just the stripe with your initials on the monogram. And at least with the turquoise V, you can turn around and just have plain monogram with the peak of the interior color. And on the monogram, you have the stripe around the whole bag, so there's no getting away with it. So I don't know, but I do know that I want a bag from Louis Vuitton with a turquoise interior, and those seem to be my only 2 options. And I think I like the monogram better than the turquoise V. That's where I am right now. What do you guys think? Do any of you have the turquoise V or the monogram? Give me some advice and let me know what you think about those. Is one worth it more than the other? But I'm leaning toward the monogram for sure. Well, those are the 5. I was gonna do this 5, that's 10. I can count. The 5 Louis Vuitton bags, well, a couple of those weren't Louis Vuitton bags. The 5 bags that I have fallen out of love with, sort of, collab with YotaStyle. So please make sure you go over and check out her video now. I have no idea what she's talking about, how many of the 5 bags she'll put over her head, who knows. I hope you're doing well and your family and friends are doing well, and I hope to see you back here next time. Have a fantastic day. Bye.